Hello, we are here live at the Independent Electoral Commission House in Brikama. We come here for the nominations of the National Assembly members. So from today, since in the morning to now, there are about 7 candidates who have been nominated. 5 of them are from the APRC and 2 are independent candidates. The 5 from the APRC are nominated from the ticket of the APRC and 2 other candidates who are independent. Thank you so much.
All right, Honorable, you have just submitted your nomination papers. Can you confirm to us if all your papers are intact and submitted to the IEC officials?
Thank you very much. Let me begin by recognizing or invoking the presence of the Almighty Allah for enabling me go through the nomination process. I want to confirm that I have submitted all what is requested or all what is required of me, except my party symbol and my pictures. These are the 2 pending of all the requirements. These are the 2 pending.
Now tell us, why is Honorable Amulnyasi seeking a re-election for the Fonyi Councillor seat?
Thank you very much. It's a very important question, and I was looking forward to that question from the media. I believe Musa Amulnyasi is a household name in the country. My contribution in the National Assembly is not hidden, and my principle is, or my motto for running for re-election is efficiency, honesty, and selfless. I think this has been me, this has been my position over the period, and I believe I have served my people beyond expectation. Not only the people I represent, but the entire Gambian populace. So I believe re-electing me is a continuation of what I've been doing.
What has the people of Fonyi, the constituent Fonyi Councillor, benefited during your last 5 years in the National Assembly?
It's enormous in the area of health. There is no health facility in my constituency where my support have not been recognized. And I have fully also represented them when it comes to representation, because parliamentary work is about legislation, representation, and oversight. And I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this is something that I have performed to the best of my ability. Not only that, I have been with my people in terms of need. I have been with my people when it is hard for them. The records are there to show what I actually did for my people in terms of need. So I will not stand here to name all that I have done, but I am convinced that they have been following, and Gambians, or even non-Gambians alike, both here and in the diaspora, have been following my work at the National Assembly.
Going forward, if re-elected, given a second mandate, what would be your priority areas? What would you want to do in your next time in office if re-elected?
I will continue to serve my people selflessly. When I say my people, I'm talking about the Gambia in a broader perspective, because that is what parliament work is all about. And we will continue to hold the government to account, because this time round it's going to be a difference. The last 5 years was a very hard moment for me because I was full-time opposition. But this time round, I am part of the parties that form this sitting government. So putting the government to account and then challenging the government would be the order of the day, because I want the government to succeed. And for the government to succeed as a legislature, I should not take sides, but should look at what is of best interest to the people of the Gambia and stand by that. So giving me another chance would be putting the government to task to live up to the expectation of the Gambian people, why the president and the government is put to the positions that they handle. So it's going to be an achievement for the people I represent.
Earlier on, one of your opponents, who is also contesting for the same seat, Abdullahi Bojang, an independent candidate, was here to file his nominations. And when asked, he said one of his priority areas would be to see the economic soldiers in the Fonyi area, especially in the Fonyi Councillor, to be withdrawn from that part of the country. What would be your stance if you return to the National Assembly with regards to the economic soldiers, which is generating some issues and some debates, especially around that part of the country?
Actually, I think it's something that I would just have to re-echo, because this is something I've been talking about since 2017 when I was elected. My followers will bear with me that I have taken position in ensuring that the foreign forces in Fonyi are withdrawn. And I won't relent. It's something that I will continue to pursue. I've been pursuing the government, and I will continue to pursue the government to ensure that the foreign forces who are in Fonyi are withdrawn. is something that, he's just going to, whosoever in the event I'm not re-elected, whosoever will come on board will just have to continue from where I started. But the foundation have been laid by me. That cannot be denied.
How confident is Honorable Nyasif to return to the National Assembly?
Honorable Nyasi is fully confident based on the work I have done over the period. So I have no doubt that the people of Kansala would see the need to put me back to office and continue the good work that I have already started.
And what next after the nomination?
Well, after the nomination, we will just go back and wait for IEC's confirmation. Once they confirm, I believe my team will be invited to come and harmonize the campaign itinerary. And once the campaign itinerary is harmonized, we know our dates, we will now set out to the field to go and canvass for votes in a very peaceful, polite and decent manner.
Honorable, we understand you cannot name everything that you have done, but can you name some of the developments you have done for the people of Fonyi Kansala during these 5 years?
Thank you very much. In the education sector, I have stood to ensure that however little it may be, we have natives of Fonyi who are pursuing their highest education, which is university education, through scholarship. That is something I have done. I have talked about the health sector. Go to the hospital in Buyam. What I did there is remarkable. I did not only stop at that. Every Ramadan for the past 5 years, I could not give it to any household, but I've ensured that through the support of Gambians in the diaspora, particularly the natives of Kansala, we give support to every community, however small the token may be, in the form of rice, in the form of sugar. We did not only stop at that. When COVID struck, we were also together to see how we can be of support to the natives of Fonyi Kansala. And I've gone around the entire constituency to distribute detergents, and not only distribute detergents, but to sensitize the people, my electorates, on the need to heed to the WHO set standards in terms of protecting oneself from being infected from COVID. All these are things that I have done over the period. In the area of agriculture, I have done my little, because I believe you cannot just be telling people, do it without setting the standard. So that is why for the past 5 years, if you have followed, you would have seen that I have been busy in the farm every rainy season. So to name just a few, these are some of the activities that I have been embarked upon, just trying to see how I improve on the living standards of my electorates. And I have also stood for them in terms of hardship. We are aware of certain situations that happened to Fonyi, particularly in June 2017, when the late Aruna Jata was shot to death by the foreign forces. My position was not hidden. We continued when this recent development happened between the MFDC forces and the foreign forces, Senegalese forces in Fonyi, Buyam and Kanilai for that matter. I think I was in everywhere. I reached out in a very difficult situation, but I felt I need to go out because that is why I was there for my people. I told them, even if it needs giving my blood for you to survive, if it wants me dying for you to survive, I am ready for it. And that was why I went all out in that hard moment, just to allay their fears, to let them come back and resettle and reintegrate with their families, because we are all aware that they were seriously internally displaced.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Very much. I have submitted all my papers to the IEC. Yes, all my papers are submitted.
Why are you seeking re-election for the Fonyi Bintan seat?
Thank you very much, Professor. But let me first say that yesterday, I think all of you have heard the accident that has happened. That has 11 lives, all in my district. So I'll first of all pray to God for Allah to grant them Arjana Firdaus. And those at the clinic, wounded and at the clinic, I'm wishing them a speedy recovery. So before I come, I wish to say that to the journalists, because it's a sad day for me, it's a very dark day for my district. Because 11 people for the same district, I think that's a sad day. This is why I'm even coming alone with a few of my people for the IEC. So thank you very much for the question. I think it is very important for me to come back as a National Assembly of Fonyi Bintan, because we all know in 17, when the election has happened, you all know what has happened in Fonyi, and I tried to reconcile all my people. So I think that's the more reason why I wanted to come back, so that I can reconcile Fonyi and try to see how best Fonyi can develop and try to see how best we can develop the Gambia. Because we have started a process at the assembly now. I'm there, I have the experience, I have so many things now. So I think it's best for me to come back to continue the experience I have in the assembly.
You talk about reconciliation.
Yes.
Were you able to succeed in reconciling your people? Because we still know that there is some little division, political division among the people of Fonyi.
Yes, this is why I was
saying. Big one.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. Before I succeeded, but at the end it has happened again. So this is why I want to reconcile again, because at the beginning of 2017, coming down to what we are all together, because we are able to reconcile, to do everything together. But at the end also, the same thing has happened. So I want to make the same reconciliation. Yeah.
What can you look back and say that Honorable Kamara has achieved this for the past 5 years for the people of Fonyi Bintan?
Not only for the Fonyi Bintan, but for the whole Gambia. Because when you look at the assembly, we have did a lot, especially approving about 53 bills that has really helped the Gambia. So this is a great achievement. Some of these achievements are for the women's bill at the parliament. And so many things, I cannot name them a lot. And also in my constituency, I have did a lot for my people. I give boreholes and certain things, developments in my district. Yeah.
You talked about a fatal accident that happened yesterday, and a lot of people from your constituency lost their lives. We pray that God have mercy on their souls and heal the wounded. If you happen to go back to the parliament, accident is becoming a major problem in this country. If you are elected back into parliament, what would be your stand to make sure that proper laws are enacted to ensure that our roads are safe?
Thank you, Ron. I think even as of now, if you are a key listener to the parliament, you will know that even last week we called the Minister of Interior, and we protest to him that these accidents is happening in the Gambia everywhere. So we even assign him to go and make a survey to know exactly what is the root cause of these accidents. So when I come back, the same thing will continue with the minister to make sure that the minister knows the root of the problem, the Minister of Interior, the police, so that they can address the problem.
But we need action.
Yes, action is by law. We will make laws that will try to address all these issues.
Now, yes. Going forward, what is on the table? What are you putting on the table for the people of Fonyi Bintang if re-elected for another term in the National Assembly election?
The first thing I told you is reconciliation. Because if there is no reconciliation, if there is no chaos anywhere, there will be no development. That's my first thing I want to do in Fonyi. Then when I do that, then my priority here is youth and women. I want youth employment, skills, because our youths are here. You know that they are not having any job. The government cannot employ all. So if youth have skills, it's very important for them. And also women empowerment. Yeah, this is my first priority.
How do you intend to empower the youth and empower the women?
How do I intend is to make good laws at the parliament that will empower the youths and the women. Yeah.
But you have spent 5 years and you're still telling us that there are problems with good laws about empowering youth.
You cannot make good laws for the 45 years old. This is a process. Government comes and goes. It's a process. We have achieved some and we cannot achieve all. But in the coming 5 years, I want to achieve some of these good laws also.
That's a promise.
It's a promise, yes. And I make sure it is done. Next is now I'll be going to my people to seek for re-election. I'm going for a campaign to seek for re-election. Yes, that's my next move now.
How confident are you?
I'm fully confident that I'll win. Because I know I've did a lot for my people and they have confidence in me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Kamara,
yes.
How will your people believe that what you are unable to do in your 5 years, you will be able to fulfill those things in the upcoming 5 years?
I think it's about dialogue. I think to go to them, explain to them, and they'll know exactly what I have done. And even I was doing that. Sometimes from the parliament, I call my people and explain to them. Sometimes when the certain bills come, I have to call my people and tell them, this is a bill that is coming, what do you have? What do you know about it? Or can you give me anything? So these are the type of things I do with them. So they understand, and some of them understand.
Okay, with the 5 years that you've spent in the parliament, and then now you're seeking for the election, What have you done for the women and the youth within that 5 years, and that that there are some that you have done for them, and then there are parts that you are unable to do for them, then you wanted them to elect you for you to be able to fulfill those things?
The only thing I want to tell you is, honestly, for the youths, I think at the parliament, it's only at the parliament I can do something for them. That is to enact good laws for them, so that they can have skills and employment. That's what we are doing at the parliament. So this is why the first question I told you that when I go back to the parliament again, this is the area I'm going to focus on, to make sure that good laws are there for the youth.
Colleague, good afternoon. You've just filed in your nomination papers. Can you tell me if all your papers are intact and submitted?
Yes, all my papers are intact and are submitted.
Now tell us, why are you throwing your heart into the race to represent Fonyi Berefet in the National Assembly?
Anyway, I think this is a constitutional mandate given upon me as a citizen of the Gambia to serve my people, since my former current MP has resigned and have taken this challenge upon me when my people approached me to come and contest for the National Assembly. Because of the entrust they have on me, that is why I take this challenge, so that I can come and contest to also play my part for the national development of the Gambia and the interest of the Fonyi Berefet. That is why I came wholeheartedly to come and contest for this position.
As an aspiring candidate who is vying for the first time, what are you bringing on the table for the people of Fonyi Berefet?
Anyway, what I'm bringing for the people of Fonyi Berefet, because this is National Assembly, it is not about bringing something to Fonyi Berefet. It's to serve the nation, the best interest of the nation, the interest first, the nation we see first. I cannot promise to anybody that if I am elected, I'll bring a project in Fonyi. No, because our role of a National Assembly is quite different from bringing a project in Fonyi, because the role of National Assembly is a quite different thing.
Yes, bringing something on the table here does not mean you're going to bring project, yes. But at least you dare to represent the people of Fonyi Berefet, yes, where laws are being made, yes, and you will be there defending, their needs, their basic needs. One can say that is going to uplift their lives and livelihoods.
What I want to say that my motto is for the national interest first. Anything that is put or built into the National Assembly, which is the interest of the Gambia, is not personal interest. I am going to support it full forcefully. I'm not for the individual interest.
Hope Mr. Colley, if elected into office, wouldn't be a rubber stamp as assembly member.
No. Because I know my responsibility. I know how to call it. I'm not a junior civil servant in the system. I've been a teacher for almost 10 years, and I have been working at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education as a HR focal point, appointment and posting of teachers. With that experience I have and expertise, I know I will be not a rubber stamp at the National Assembly, saying yes or no, sir, no.
Yes, in fact, that was going to be my next question. You've left a void at the Ministry of Education, a very important ministry, to contest, to enter, to get into politics. Why?
Anyway, that is my first, like when I started, my people approached me. The trust they have me to come and serve for them in the National Assembly. Then with that trust, I cannot betray my people because of they have entrust on me. And whether education or whether National Assembly is the same national development, why not I come and serve for my people?
You are flanked by the former National Assembly member who is here with you. Would you do better than he has done in the last 5 years?
Anyway, inshallah, Allah is great. I may say here yes, but Allah knows the best. But what is my intention? I want to leave a legacy more than him before I leave the office.
Now, going forward, what is next?
Pardon?
Going forward, what is next for you?
Anyway, next for me, if there is life, there is hope. Yes.
All right. That takes me to the former National Assembly member, Honorable Sunkar, the weight behind him. Why have you resigned and why are you supporting him?
Thank you very much. You see, development is a continuous process. There's no individual or government that can complete a nation's development aspirations. As a result, I thought I've done my quota towards the socio-economic development of the Gambia and Fonyi in particular. And as a result, I thought it's not time for me to give up. Look into considerations. 2002 to date, I've been in leadership in that constituency, and I think I've done my quota, so I want to give way to the younger people to continue the development aspirations of my constituency.
And you were not pushed over, you just resigned honorably to give chance to the young ones.
Yeah.
And why do you think among all the lots, he is the chosen one?
No, I know him actually, because when taking a look at the profile of other aspirants, and I did read between the lines, I think to the best of my conscience, he's the best candidate. And as a result, for me, I have policies and I have principles, and I vote and support on principles. And among the people as aspirants, I know and see he is the best. And as well, I'll throw my weight to his candidature.
All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
You've just submitted your nomination papers. Can you take us through the process? Have you submitted all that is required of you?
Yeah, I have submitted all. I cancelled some that are required to be submitted, but I am told that I'm left with maybe 2. That is my identity card and the sample that I'm going to show for putting it on the ballot box until whenever they are ready for that, because they understood ours are the problem. So we are making up better ones to submit as soon as we got it possible.
Okay, good. You're seeking re-elections. Why?
Well, because I know it is not easy to make up development within a shorter period. You know, giving somebody a better chance, I think that will help me also to come up with incompleted projects or incompleted programs that I have been doing during my 5-year past years that I did. So, you know, having this at the back of my mind, that if I'm given the second chance to come up, maybe I'll have a better time now to do my utmost to make sure that at least those incompleted projects or programs be completed in a shorter time, within 10 years' time, as I wish to have it with my people.
Do you think you have done enough in the last 5 years for the people of Fonyi Jarol to give you another mandate?
I mean, you know, it's not easy to give enough because, as I said, it's not 5 years. Actually, is a very short period for a good development, in the sense that, I mean, developments all depend on the resources that you have. If you don't have enough resources to put up all the things that you need for your people, sometimes it can take you a wider period. So I did what I think I can do within 5 years, but as I said, you know, 5 years is not enough for somebody to do what is expected of you at that higher level.
If you had to look back to what you have did, or what you have done, rather, what can you point at and say, okay, I have succeeded in this in representing my people at the National Assembly, that is going to change, or that has changed their lives and livelihoods?
Yeah, I can just name a few, like when we go to the youth sector. You know, the youths of my area, in terms of their youthhood activities like sporting and the like, I mean, I did what I think is good for them. And through contacting them, I have seen that they've appreciated at least the little that I've done for them. And not other than that, you go to other communities, I did some other development things for them, like giving electricity, street lights, you know, even electrification. You know, I did all that for not all the areas in my area, but then there are a few areas that I at least took some of these things to.
Okay. In the parliament, in terms of enacting bills, in terms of enacting laws, were you part of National Assembly members who were pushing for the enactment of bills that you know would directly impact on the people of your constituency? And if yes, can you tell us some of these bills, especially in terms of youth empowerment, women, etc.?
No, I mean, yes, of course. because we are there representing the people. So obviously, if whatever bill comes to the parliament, we scrutinize it, go over it, see whether it is suitable for our people. And if it is, through consultation, and I join my group to support the bill.
If elected into office, if given a second mandate, what do you think would be the difference? We know the past 5 years you were in an opposition. Now you are running on an APRC ticket, but in alliance with the ruling party. Would there be any difference?
I think so, because as we all know, let's say a certain party having the power as a government, we all know what it takes to be. So automatically and obviously as somebody representing my people under the ticket of APRC and aligned with NPP, I know for sure there's going to be a difference, because sometimes it's not easy if you are in opposition to get something from the government which you are not part of, although partially you are not part of. What I mean in that is you don't vote for that government to come into power. So always sometimes it means you have different thinking.
What is that right?
Can you come up again?
Is that right? Being in opposition doesn't mean should that be a difficulty in getting something from the government?
Yes, sometimes it could, because like for example, like maybe if you want something for your people or something that you think on your side is good for the nation, and maybe it may be contrary to what the sitting power may think is not in their favor.
So you are hopeful when you go to the parliament, you will be able to do more for your constituency? For
sure, inshallah, God willingly, I know.
Okay.
With the help of God, I know things will change.
And how confident are you?
No, 100%. Or I can say I'm optimistic that if I'm elected back again.
How confident are you of going back to the National Assembly?
Yeah, of course. In fact, coming here to be nominated, and the people that I have behind me have shown me that, yeah, you are the right guy for our area.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
da nga ñëw fii pour atteindre lii si nomination bi.
waaw
man nga ñu wax sa tur.
man la Alima Jaaju regional mobiliser APRC.
regional mobiliser APRC. da nga ñëw support fii pour APRC candidate.
pour APRC candidate waaw.
mbaa am nga xool daal da ngay win.
bu baax sax ragaluma dara tiituma dara.
ragaloo dal si na.
déedéet ragaluma dara tiituma dara ku ma bëgg a laal rek ñu dem ci arrêt bi.
kon soo ñu ko gisee nag.
lii moom faayin dañu am dëj loolu moo tax mbir mi xumbul noonu dem ba asdan bi moo ñu sonnal ñu mun a yëngatu ba nga xam ne dëj bi dafa ñu sonnal ci réew mi fukki nit ak juróom ci benn gox loolu problème la.
waaw gis nañ ni tamit candidat bu fi ñëw de mooy ku nga xam ne nekkoon na si National Assembly bi léegi mu ngi bëgg a nekkaat tamit si National Assembly si beneen yoon loo foog ne nag kii lan la leen defoon si 5 years bu passé ni
seen liggéey bi moo baax loolu moo tax ñu tànn leen dañu am yaakaar ci ñoom loolu moo tax ñu tànn leen ñu indi leen tey.
mbaa am na lu mu fulfil su mu leen pronos.
bu baax problème bu nekk dem koy jànkuwante di dimbale askan wi seen loi bi tam loi bu baax bi nga xam ne dafa waroon a dimbale askan bi daf day wóot ki loi boobu bu baaxul tam daf ko dee weedi ci gannaaw.
mbaa foog nga ne bu ñu ko électé this year dina def lu mu leen digal daal.
dina def lu ko uppa sax waaw waaw.
jërëjëf Yabo.
jërëjëf.
Uncle.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah. Uncle, you are here for the nomination?
Yes, certainly I'm here for the nomination.
Okay. How do you see this? How it is going now?
It's going peacefully. I think that's the essence. That to bring the aspirants to come and do their job peacefully. I think there's nothing we can ask more than that. And we have that.
Okay. As this aspirant is seeking for the election, how do you think this aspirant is going to win for this election?
Now, I don't know which aspirant. Is it the aspirant coming from my constituency? Yes, certainly. Because what happened, taking a look at the other proposed aspirants, when I looked among them, I have found that he is the most suitable in terms of experience and knowledge. And as a result, I decided to put my weight on him because I am the incumbent. I decided to give up on family and personal reasons. I've been in politics for so long, since probably you are too young, 2002 to date, and I feel that it's time for me to give way to much younger aspirants to come and continue the development aspirants. So that's the reason of my leaving. But I'm confident that with my backing and my supporters and others, we can make him victorious at the end of the day.
Okay, as this aspirant is also seeking for the election, so did you achieve?
The development is dynamic. It has its variables, it has different needs. So development, no individual can finish it. There's no job that one person can complete. I thought I have done my part of my contribution to my nation. So I will give away at the peak and height of my popularity. So someone else will come and continue, and do his best. But we will work together to make better. I pray and hope I have someone who can do 100 times more than I do. Because whatever he does good, that's meant for my constituency and will be a beneficiary as well. So I wish him every luck. Yeah. Allah, thank you so much. Thank you. My pleasure.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Honorable, you are seeking for the elections. Why?
Well, I think the answer is simple. It has to do with the intent that I have for this country and my constituent and that is to continue the work I have started, because I believe I have done something over the past 5 years, and I have a target. And giving me a second chance, I'll be able to reach the target, and I will graduate from politics and try to groom a young man or a young lady from the constituent who could be handed over the responsibility. By then, I would have already laid a solid foundation that will be unshakable.
So having been in the National Assembly for about 5 years, so what are the loopholes you identify in your area and you are trying to fix them if you are elected?
If you are aware and you've been following my engagement at the National Assembly, the issue of foreign forces in Funyi is something that I've been challenging, and I've been engaging the central government right from 2017 when they intruded Funyi. It's something I am pursuing, and I am hopeful that giving the chance to go back to the National Assembly before end this year, I'll be able to finally say we are bidding farewell to the foreign forces in Funyi. That's one. In the area of education, I have a plan. I have started working on it, although it has not materialized 100%, but I can comfortably say that even if it has to be 2 youth at the university today, one at the University of the Gambia, one at the American University, they have received scholarship through my interventions, through my engagement with the relevant authorities. And then I would have achieved a bigger picture than what it is now. But it's work in progress. Given a second chance, with the plans that I have for the foundation to be officially launched, a lot of youth from Funyi will have access to university education. And turning to the health sector, as the saying goes, health is wealth. A healthy nation can secure anything in terms of development. So it's my priority to continue giving the support to the health sector, particularly the health facility in Buyam. I would proudly say that with support from philanthropists, we are able to secure a room at the hospital in Buyam, renovated to standard, brought 4 incubators. The entire cost is at a tune of 6 million Gambian dollars. It's not a hidden secret. If you go to the hospital in Buyam, it's there. All the health facilities in Funyi Kansala, my constituency for that matter, have received support from me in one way or the other. And giving support to the health sector, you cannot measure the impact that it will have, because it's not the only people of it's not only the people of Funyi Kansala who go to receive health services in that health facility. People from out who are not even natives of the, citizens of this country are receiving health services from that facility. So giving support to that health facility, you cannot measure the positive impact that it has to the citizenry. That's one thing. And again, the empowerment of the young people, the empowerment of the women. I am an advocate. My colleagues at the National Assembly know that I am an advocate for the empowerment of women, for the empowerment of youth, and for the empowerment of people living with disability, the PWDs. It's not a hidden secret. So all these are things that I have started. I am happy to say that I am one of those who have immensely contributed to the passing of the disability bill at the National Assembly. Today, disabled people can stand and say, finally, government have recognized that we exist.
So do you think your people will re-elect you?
I am hopeful, I am optimistic that with the work I have done, I have no doubt that my people knew that I have done things beyond expectation, and giving me another chance is doing more than I have done, delivering more than I have done. So I have no doubt that they will realize the need to re-elect me to serve them better.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Afternoon, how are you?
Yeah. You accompany Honorable Kamara?
Yes, indeed.
Honorable Kamara is seeking for election of the National Assembly. How certain is that Honorable Kamara is going to be?
Like people of Fonyi Bondali, we are very optimistic that Honorable Kamara will win because some of the developments that she brought in the district. Yeah, some of the developments we want her to complete them before the next 5 years, because she sat for only one term. She want to go for another term so that she can complete those developments that she brought in Fonyi Bondali.
So as Honorable Kamara was in the National Assembly for about 5 years, so now he's still seeking for re-election. Do you think people of Fonyi Bondali are going to vote for her?
Yes, yet still we are very much optimistic that she will win, because there was a difference between the no to coalition and those that said yes to coalition. This is what we are encountering at the moment, but inshallah, if God wills, she will still win. Okay, fine. Honorable Kamara is the only parliamentarian that in fact built a bureau in Fonyi, in the whole of Fonyi. She made that promise and she later on fulfilled the promise. And there are so many, there is a road in between where they call Brambang to Bambara. She's the guy that stood firm to see that road is completed.
Al tolnal kontongola nse wota bake moñolu toyala ale dandandiro men kenna kan sambanang pour kal tombong ka kali alla APRC député wolti député bungoto woton se wota bake nkontanta bake mbaytandi lalla ko jikoni lanno aliyemen soton toluto fo aliyen tombong pour kam murundin na dokola nsallahi dinna ko nataranga katale wotombe kule kala nyi sanjilul nala men tambita nga menke ntol dankini yata nyinna ko ntol mu atolla jongoleti ntol mu atolla dokulaleti adu ngatolle tammindi na hajolti ngatolle tammindi na dimba yalla hajoti woton tol mammoje ngatolle je ntol mammo hati ngatolle hati ntol be kuwo kuto memba tol sambala nyato membe banko sambala nyato ntol nyaabe wole kan na nganiyo be wole kan na miro be wole kan adun lota wala nyi sanjilulu tambila woto APRC patio alonta kuluwolla alonta tenkugolla alonta luwa buñalela mbali be danila aliyaji le nomination keta nyame kantar la bunda mol fele loring ini moma nyo saba kumala surtout ni mo se nyo pousse woto nimbe dunna campagne kono ni wo spirit lebe dunna campagne kono ka luwa buña ka jeko ntolla agenda mu menti memmu ka banko yirwandi ka lo fonyin koliye ka kela nya fitalalti ntolbe lola walla ntolte lola ka fatam fanso nati ntol ngajele ko APRC siol bele kanyantaje APRC mu patilti melon ko amam fatam fansi long
woto nin moɓe loring ilafita fatan fanso natila APRC ntol tewotala bi ntewotala sama aɗa ɓe dunnamolu kan ɓe molu kacandila ya faham ya long munemu APRC ti anin APRC lota mune kamma anin APRC la lonin bitema ay muneke mbota sanji lulule kono me ya lon ko akoliyata mbota sanji lulule kono me ya lon ko mbe detole kono bare wo nyawonya nyama ntol mo lulo ngamira na kango dawoda kabo gambie jang kata fo gambie bantala na lodula ngamira amantar moye kumpala nina doya nyawonya ko mandinkol ka memfo bola doya ma bali sun kangola ngamira kata wolte dipite bungoto ala natan dema ni sanjululu nana APRC kafuta mansa kundama me yalon ko wolebe sirim bi woto ngamira nin kule bije kunun fo nyin kol fota menna bi kan tol murundi je wolebe kala Allah dahati wolebe kala Allah manta bengoti wolebe kala Allah nyaaji fitoti woto mo kanali nene mbota sanjilulo men kono ndamal ngalon nga men taki bare nin fo nyin kol sonta sanjilulu nala ko nga muru opposition yala woto ta fo nyin kol bulu opposition ya nin bata bije mota fola fo nyi opposition ya nin dahale bije mota fola fo nyi woto ngamira dahani mbata ni ala fo nyin kolbe dahale tala ye bata landije woto atol menu nata ngali tentu ngali jayi nkontani tabake ngalon ko kafo se wara noni nyinti barentol be mu muslimol leti anin kristenol kunu menketa fonyi amantara moye kumpala woto na fonyi bintan député toyala fonyi bintan karana district mol toyala mbe kontan na sangola mbe duwala sabante furoli alama ale so jannatul firdaus la asaya diminta asaya balafa warata bara ala memmu mansoti abuka kujawke alaka kudimindi ngoleke bara abuka kujawke woto mbese dankinia nga sonyin nako alaye menke wole membetiata ntoluto anin wole fana membetiata sabante furoli menul tata wole yatina kafonyin na maka ngoma warano kafonyin na sembo danta jang bare nindunta campagne to tumado ka calube kelale anyama ka kuol bondi moli e nyoto ka keso woto bondi moli e nyoto pour mol sa faham mol sa lonko nin ko fonyi yeta nyato nin ko fonyi yetara man sakundala agenda kono woto nyinnem tombondin molti nyanta carte keso dila menulla yetara nyeje wo kamala ngali tentu ngali jayi mi kan temi njomna saferu njomna saleru muy kan manje muyju pour lo mi jat manji yiren loli mambe kam be kam mukenoli manula ko di kare saketi partiyeti APRC di kalim saketi ku député takume ana buntul ana jeri be kam mukeri tate kotoke aje be won kare sake APRC o be won kare ku cen kana mudi APRC biko uli eno mi APRC ano sani ammi APRC o be won ku yo tenge bare tari ngu jatate na won ku yo woto an takma buntu fango dijima malanya buntu muyu pop adun ni baba kaynen meti simita futoke sa wujumi wanu ngole mi karagala di borokab nu kankanwo nanu manje no uli opposition muyu kalebolim opposition emite de kan jat amansa ala kon di mansa kunda yantomi APRC ko wado buchab woto wakane APRC fonyi wala poletu uribena buchaba banu bajami muju ka metiko wami wolela ngo nu somenawo dungo nu lenyul mawla po baja jay focul woto anaw takum alat fango apo nu mang mana po ulat fangi alat ja fango katoba bar aw nu mang fangi pour e jay focule yiya ka fela kiya fu yola fiya ni mire wobu kana ko nyesmemi a député o kammo jat ul ko ka salaire ko toke kayongak panku fangen kayongawke bara baba jom mo famiti fonyi bintan karanay ula tunu manjamany accident ya rio e baje fuko rio bari ati jamit akandit wa jakut wari yaw chebna kane woto rio buriwe yina na metiko ati jamit mona nenumi eno nu lawal ati jamit okono mapi kammi bukan kucila fufinta foli di fujillen na uneni arjana fangu mena teboyene kami ko pambi ku loyi pambi ku bak na puno kenam di campagne bara ul ko ka salaru di fujuma fanji jumunya. And to the media, we want to thank you for covering this nomination. We are really humble. We are grateful. This is the APRC party, and we are the APRC candidates. No other person will be nominated in the ticket of APRC other than us. You may call yourself APRC, but you will call yourself APRC outside the four corners of the IPC fence. But if you go into the IPC fence, you will give yourself another title different from APRC. Yeah. So you cannot go to IEC and call yourself that you are running in the APRC ticket. So I want the electorate of Fonyi to know that the five of us here and our constituency committee, together with our regional committee and the national executive members, the APRC have today been endorsed. We want to thank the security apparatus for conducting the whole campaign process in a very peaceful manner. But of course, it has to come from us because we have comported ourselves within the confines of the law. We have tried to respect the law. We have tried to abide by the law. And we will go into the campaign to sell our agenda. We will desist from hate speech because that is not who we are. We believe in selling our agenda to the electorates, and it's now up to the electorates to decide. The campaign may not start. At the commencement of the campaign, I may not be around because on the 8th, I am leaving for Liberia, Monrovia. I am invited in my capacity as the co-chair of the Inter-Party Committee by the ECOWAS Commission. So I will return prior to the commencement of the campaign or exactly at the commencement of the campaign. But I want to thank my colleagues, the 5 NAMs of Funi. I want to thank our executive. I want to thank our regional committee. And I want to thank all our electorates. I have been identified because of the simple fact I am a National Assembly member and my party identified me to serve in the Inter-Party Committee. And I am serving in the Inter-Party Committee as a co-chair. By virtue of my functions, by virtue of the work I did during the presidential elections, that is what qualified me to be appointed or to be selected among the few. In fact, I'm the only person from the IPC who is given that status to travel to Monrovia to attend the ECOWAS Parliamentarian Summit. So I believe we have more in stock, particularly with the coming on board of Honorable Koli, Honorable Tubi, and of course the veteran Honorable Sunkari Baji, who will stand rock solid to give him all the support, to give him all the encouragement, to make sure that Mr. Koli, Honorable Tubi, will sweep the polls come April 9th. On that note, I thank you all for your kind attention. I will not do justice. I want to recognize the regional chairman of the NPP, Mr. Jata, Lamin Jata. I'm not sure he's around. But I equally want to recognize all the constituency chairpersons of the National People's Party, NPP. They have given us the moral support, they have given us the physical support, they have given us the financial support. Whatever you may think of that made the day possible, NPP, under the dynamic leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow, have given us all the support. We really owe it to him, and we want to thank him immensely for standing by us. But of course, he is reciprocating what we did. We stood by him during the presidential election, so he is also reciprocating what we did for him. So it's not a surprise. On that note, once again, on behalf of my colleagues, I thank you, and we now head in.